Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Star Rail. I'm a couple of days late on this one, I'm afraid. I have been enjoying the new patch though. I have to say, I finished the main story of the new patch. It's a ton of fun. Really enjoyed actually getting to play a bunch of these characters we're going to be talking about today in the main story as well. That was a highlight. And no TV exploration. It was glorious. It was so good. But yeah, today I want to talk about why I am not pulling for Qingyi. You see, I've got 120 pulls saved up. I've got plenty saved up here. I am not pulling for her. I want to talk about why. I guess, first of all, let me cover who I think maybe should consider pulling for Qingyi. I think if you went for...
Touch my tail.
If you went for Zhu Yuan...
148, Zhu Yuan, ready.
I think then it's probably worth considering going for Qingyi. Now, I think because they're back-to-back, even though you get so many free pulls at the start of the game, oh man, for a free-to-play player, I mean, if you lose both 50-50s, I don't know if you can make it. I mean, let me know if anyone is in that spot. As you guys know, I do the Internaut membership, and I do the Battle Pass as well, so I'm not free-to-play. It's hard for me to judge. I did lose Ellen's 50-50. Fairly badly actually, and even pull some for her weapon. I've got 120 pulls saved up now, but again, a big chunk of those are from, not a big chunk, but a chunk of them are from paying. But I think if you did pull for Zhu Yuan, Qingyi, definitely worthwhile. They are such a powerful combo together. Qingyi, she is really all about burst DPS, right? She hogs a lot of the time on field. She's very fun to play, though. She's really fun to play. She's got sick animations. She's great fun. But she hogs a lot of the on-field time. Then when she stuns enemies, she makes the stun multiplier way bigger so that your burst damage when the enemies are stunned is absolutely huge. Zhu Yuan, she's the perfect combo. I mean, they're partners in the story. It makes sense, but Zhu Yuan's the perfect combo. She's all about burst damage, preferably when enemies are stunned. So they go really well together. I think Qingyi will last into the future, at least a little bit. I don't think she's immune to power creep by any means, but I do think she's going to be very good for any burst DPS, anyone who's like Zhu Yuan. So if you enjoy that playstyle, stun enemies and then blow them up with attack agents, Qingyi's a really good pull. I think that Qingyi does not go well at all with Jane Doe, who's in the latter half of the patch. And I don't think she goes well at all with Caesar or Bernice, who are coming in the next patch. Caesar being a physical defense, which is sort of a somewhat competing role with stun, let's be real. And Bernice and Jane Doe both being anomaly. They just don't go well with Qingyi. Qingyi really wants attack. But I would be expecting, and I think that would be a good strategy for a free-to-play player. Go, okay, I'll grab Zhu Yuan and Qingyi. I'm going to have an insane team locked in off the bat. And if let's say I'm going to skip the anomaly stuff, you could maybe pick up Caesar for your second team if you've got like Soldier 11, or you've got what's her name, Nekomata actually would be better. So Nekomata would be maybe good there. That's maybe an option. Or you could be maybe grab Zhu Yuan, Qingyi, and then be looking towards patch probably 1.3 and see what's coming in there. Big rumors is Lighter, right? Lighter did not make it as an A rank into patch 1.2, which is a surprise I think to everyone. So now the speculation is Lighter could be coming in as an S rank, possibly an S rank fire attack, maybe, in patch 1.3. It's a bit weird. He doesn't seem like a high priority to pull, honestly, compared to Bernice, who's more unique. You know, you've got Soldier 11 already in the game, right? But maybe. And then again, we're speculating that after that it's going to be the Sector 6. So, you know, Miyabi, Yanagi, Harumasa, all those the elite guys that you're doing the Hollow Zero stuff with sometimes. They're coming in and mostly going to be electric, and Miyabi maybe being ice. That seems like a pretty good thing for you to target. Zhu Yuan, Qingyi, and then go, okay, I'm waiting for, patch 1.3, 1.4, and I can potentially grab a few of those and then start having a really strong electric team to go in. Even when Ether's not good, I can put electric in. I can potentially pick up Miyabi if she's a good ice damage dealer instead of the Ellen, which you skipped, etc. For me, I am not going for Qingyi, though. Not going for her. You could probably tell why. So for me, I did get Lycon and Grace, and that for me has really informed my strategy here at the start of the game. So I obviously have I then pulled for Ellen because I got the Lycon. So we had Ellen, Lycon, and Sukaku. So we've got a really good ice team. I guess the downside of this team is if the enemies are resistant to ice, you're kind of screwed. At least with Zhu Yuan, Qingyi, and Nicole, which is the best team in the game right now. It's a bit better than the ice team. But at least with them, like if they're ether resistant, you could put in like a Nekomata instead. You could put in Billy, who is on Qingyi's banner. Like you can tweak the team a bit and still make it work. This ice team doesn't translate very well at all to enemies not being weak to ice. That's definitely a downside. And then I've got like this electric team. This electric team kind of sucks. And I'm in a spot right now where I'm like, I don't even know if there's a point in upgrading the, certainly in upgrading Anton quite yet. He's not bad, but I might be better off saving up for Jane Doe because I've got the Grace, Jane Doe, and Seth. That's a beautiful team right there. Jane Doe and Grace, both anomaly, both triggering their anomalies off each other and doing disorders. Seth, again, he activates the synergy for Grace because she needs an electric. And he gets his synergy from her being electric, and he also gets it from Jane Doe being in the same faction. And he's a defense unit, again, helping build up the electric anomaly and keep protecting the team, keeping them alive. So I think that works out quite well for me, honestly. And Jane Doe's banner is very good. It's got Seth on it. It's got Anbi on it as well. Anbi, the budget Qingyi. It's definitely a problem with both Jane Doe and Qingyi is that you do have A-rank versions of these agents in the game already, whereas patch 1.1 and patch 1.2 are both totally unique roles. They're not, upgrades of existing units. I'm going to go for Jane Doe because, well, number one, I really do like her. It seems to me that Anomaly is going to be a role that is your disorder, I should say specifically, is going to be a team type that is going to require quite broad investment, right? Because you need to bring two different anomalies, and when you're going up against enemies with resistances, could get a bit awkward. So for me, I'm going Jane Doe, and that will give me hopefully a bunch of Mindscapes for Ambi. So great, I've got a brilliant budget stun option there. If I need to run 2 stuns, that's great. I'll get Seth as well, who I'll probably put up to 60 before Anbi, I think, unless I get lots of Anbi Mindscapes and none for Seth. But probably Seth is looking like something I'm pretty likely to build. And Jane Doe. So my goal right now is to get Sukaku up to 55, get Grace up to 60, and prep for Jane Doe, basically. That's the plan right now. That's the plan. Simple as. And I've got Nekomata. We could switch her in. Then after that, I'm grabbing Bernice. I think Caesar, I'm not going to be able to have enough pulls. So I think Bernice is the next go-to that gives fire anomaly. And it means like, okay, I've got Grace, Bernice, and Jane Doe. If the enemy is physical resistant, okay, Bernice and Grace. Perfect with Seth. If the enemy is electric resistance, okay, I guess Seth will still be stuck in there, but we can do Bernice, Jane Doe. If they're fire resistance, okay, Bernice, you sit out, Jane Doe and Grace, you're in. I think it gives you that nice flexibility to switch things around. And yeah, so that's what I'm kind of liking about this disorder stuff, but it does require you to kind of be patient and build up those multiple champions over time. But yeah, that's sort of where I'm at with my pulls. That's likely what I'm going to do. Caesar would be cool. I do think that Caesar would probably be better than Seth. I mean, come on, she's going to be the S rank. To be better than Seth in like the Jane Doe Bernice. Instead of Jane Doe Bernice Seth, you could have Jane Doe Caesar Bernice. That's much stronger. But I don't know if I'll be able to get her. We'll see how it ends up looking. We'll see. But Jane Doe to me is very fun. Qingyi was a lot of fun. I think Jane Doe's a bit more fun. Jane Doe's also very, very simple. She's surprisingly simple. I think the big advantage that Jane Doe has over Piper is that Piper is going to have, I think, a rough time against some of these enemies compared to Jane Doe can dodge all the time, right? She does have a spin to win, but it's quite short duration. Piper spin to win, you're going to get beat up. That's going to be a little bit tricky. Jane Doe, I think, should be quite strong for dodging around. Again, the only downside is I feel like she's very much, if you took Piper and Nekomata and they had a baby, you get Jane Doe. So that's the one downside is, well, I've got both of these characters already, and having Jane means that they're probably not going to see that much play. So like I said, Nekomata might, if we come up against whatever, ice-resistant enemies, we could bring up Nekomata for this team on that side. We could bring up Nicole as well to replace the Sukaku and just go with the Lycon, just YOLO it. Or again, just go with the Anbi, just do the full Cunning Hares team. Could actually be quite good. So that's sort of my thoughts. That's where I'm at. But yeah, like I think the thing with Qingyi is, you know, she's the best stunner right now because she's the first S rank one. And like, you know, her and Zhu Yuan, they're just the best team. So I think that makes it difficult to skip. But I would be a little bit concerned about her being power crept in the future. I feel like that's quite possible to happen. Like if defense agents become more important, which looks likely. I mean, it's already happening in that new stable node or disruptive, I don't know, whatever the new Shiyu defense node is, where the enemies do a ton of damage, right? Defense agents already becoming important. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. Guys, let me know what you think. What are you going for? I certainly think that Qingyi she's a perfectly viable pull. And I think actually if you're going for Zhu Yuan, if you're not going for like these sort of anomaly characters, I think that she's an incredible pull and will likely be incredible for a long time. But for me, I think I'm pretty happy pulling on Jane Doe and just getting some copies of Anby and being good to go. Really, I think that's fine. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you all next time. Goodbye.